Hi. So about 6 years ago when I started this YouTube channel, I used to only work on E30s. Things have changed quite a bit. I've got different Porsches, different Beamers. I got a Jag somewhere I haven't gotten around to. All kinds of different stuff that I've been featured doing, 3D printing, what you name it. But I always kept this E30. It's been in the background of some of my videos because I just love this car too much to get rid of it. But it's been sitting for like 1, 2, maybe 3 years now. And it's been neglected, and I feel really bad about it. I think it's time to kick ass and get this thing back on the road to enjoy it. Alright, so this is my 1988 BMW 325 IS. This is a 2.5 liter M20 engine. I made it with a manual transmission from factory. It's got an M Sport wheel, manual transmission. It's just a really sharp car. It's got a couple of little rust spots that I have to deal with. Haven't gotten around to that yet. And it being that it's an 88 model, it came with the chrome bumpers, but I swapped those out for the plastic ones here. It looks, it looks all right. When I pop the engine bay, you can see this filthy beast of an M20 engine. It's all original inside here. Nothing's been messed with or tampered. I did the service, like the timing and like a little bit of a tune-up with plugs and the distributor. I've got these STR Racing cheap eBay rims that I bought 6 years ago. I did feature these on the channel a while back. I thought they were the coolest thing in the world. Not bad rims. They don't fit the car too bad. They're a little wide for it though. And if you look at the tires themselves, they're a little bit too small for this. So you don't have enough flex in the sidewall. So it tends to be a little slidey on the back end. Otherwise, you can see there's a couple little bit of performance upgrades on this thing. It's got iBox sway bars, some Delrin or polyurethane bushings. Thing's been serviced, you know, all new belts, the timing, like I said before. Otherwise, yeah, it's just been taken care of for the most part. There's all new suspension. I know there's like lowering springs on there. I think those are like Vauquelin Racing springs. That's what I could afford back in the day. And then I think just like a cheap rebuild kit for the suspension here. On the back side, there's more of the same stuff, but that I know is where we need to turn our attention to get this thing running again. Last time I touched this car, I put the Por 15 all along here, placed the subframe bushings, and then threw it back in. I ran out of time, didn't do anything else. It's still missing the brakes and the exhaust on here. So I'm gonna pop the 2 tires off, throw the exhaust on, and then we'll check to see if there's anything else broken on this thing. Actually, this thing looks pretty complete. This end actually looks pretty good too. Brakes look like they've been all installed. We just need to move over to bleeding the brakes and then going ahead and throw the exhaust on. Everything else looks to be complete. I know the e-brake cables are not there. They broke in the inside of the car. That's not something I want to deal with right now. We'll look at that at a later date. But right now it looks like the brakes, the whole rear end actually is all set. Coming up here, it does look like we need some fluid in the reservoir here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to bleed this one myself. If that doesn't work, I might have to wait for some help to come home. Alright, so here's the brake line that we just connected to. Here's the awful coil right there. Again, this is not a permanent solution here. It's perfectly safe, but that just looks really crappy. I have a little more pride than that. So for the time being, this is how it's gonna be, but I plan on replacing this as soon as I get an opportunity in the spring. Release. Press. Knew it. Alright, so when I replaced this bumper originally with the facelift bumper, the pigtail was different from the chrome bumper to the new one. This is the new pigtail. The wires are the same colors. I just go ahead and splice them together. I'm going to use these rubber butt connectors just so we can get this done efficiently and quickly. Once these are heated up, they'll work just fine to protect it from the weather. Yes!